All right, let's go into muscle endurance test number 2, which is maximum pull-ups. So this is assessing the client's upper body strength and endurance, focusing on the back, muscles, the shoulders, and the arms. So lats, rhomboids, deltoids, biceps, brachialis, and the forearms. So vertical pulling test. Now, for beginner clients, absolutely terrible. Okay, terrible test because they can't do it. Just going to hate themselves. They're going to feel bad about what they do, and we don't want to do that with a beginner client. It is the number one rule. So once they can do other stuff, we can do it. Now, we can introduce this with an intermediate as a way just to see how they're going. And this is one of my favorite tests to use with female clients. As soon as they get one pull up or chin up, they like doing more because it's really empowering. And that's awesome because pull ups are awesome. So, highly recommend doing this. And if someone is based on endurance, every 6 to 8 weeks to test their markers to see how they are. Now, from here, called test execution, warm up, pronated grip for the pull-up, supinated grip for chin-up, with the arms slightly wider and shoulder width apart, fully extended, and the client should be hanging from the bar with the feet off the ground. So pull themselves up, chin muscle the bar each time. Lower the body until the arms are fully extended at the bottom of the rep. This is something that very, very few people do when doing their chin-up test, is they actually don't have proper form and proper range of motion for all this type of stuff. So we need to make sure that we standardize this. Now, the test finishes when the client cannot get their chin above the bar, when they cannot have their arms fully extended at the bottom, or when they start swinging or kipping. Okay, so anything over 5 is pretty good with those types of form standards. Okay, so the more pull-ups, the better. Smooth, controlled, no kipping, full extension, and chin above bar, and no momentum. Okay, so the common faults will be swinging and kipping, and we see that a lot of the time anyway. This means they're not using their lat muscles as well as they could. Incomplete range of motion. Actually, you probably see that one more in the gym. It's very rare I go to the gym and see someone actually do a full pull-up and get full lockout of their elbows at the bottom, or get their chin over the bar without doing the little movement, and elbow flaring out. But that's nothing I worry about too much. So low score, moderate score, high score is 20 plus. 20 plus is crazy. At that point, I'd be looking at changing the exercise via looking at muscle up progressions or something that's a little bit more interesting, or move them into more bodybuilding type stuff if they want to use it for building muscle. So it does depend entirely on the goal. Now, don't do it with shoulder and elbow injuries, and don't do it with limited grip strength. One of the key limiting factors for pull-ups across the board is a weak grip. So I actually get a lot of my clients to do hangs as much as possible. And when they do hangs, what happens is their grip strength improves. And as soon as their grip strength improves, guess what? Their ability to do chin-ups improves. So I really highly recommend you do that. So you can also test upper body strength for lots of other ones as well. From a programming perspective, generally, I don't actually like assisted pull-ups as much, but people can do it. If you have a machine, they're pretty decent for hypertrophy tools. But they're not incredible with bands because the strength curve doesn't match the strength curve in reality. So you can lat pull-downs, dumbbell rows, scapular pull-ups, eccentric chin-ups are my favorites. Okay. And intermediate level, what you do is really start looking at controlling the negative and then starting to build up from there. Okay. So that is the pull-up test. Make sure you're going to use it with your intermediate clients once they do it. But once clients can get chin-ups, it's a great test to repeatedly reintroduce due to how good it makes the clients feel.